Breaking news tonight, the body of YouTube star Scott Sora has been discovered in his filming warehouse, and questions remain about what actually happened.
I've been a detective for 17 years. I've investigated murders, suicides, accidental deaths, but Scott Sora, this case is unprecedented. We have over 3,000 videos of this man doing dangerous, stupid things, and we still don't know which one killed him.
I've got my tacos. This is probably the dumbest lunch decision I've ever made. Still warm though. Here we go. Oh no, whoa! Lettuce everywhere. Hold on, I got a bite. I think.
Scott was a genius, man. Pure genius. He started with the simple stuff, pranks, reactions, but he found his niche with the dangerous comedy. Like, people couldn't look away. I mean, every video was like, is this guy gonna die? And the algorithm loved it.
10 feet of rope, couple carts, groceries in hand. Easy. Whoa! Yep, that'll do it. Guess I'm buying a new gallon of milk.
I loved Scott. I really did. But dating him was like watching a car crash in slow motion, except the car keeps crashing over and over. And the driver is laughing and filming it. I begged him to stop, and he said, "Babe, this is my art."
I'm not a snack, guys. I swear I'm human. You're fast. Whoa! I can't outrun a greyhound. All right, truce. Good pups. Guess you win.
The coroner's report was inconclusive. He had injuries consistent with at least 40 different incidents. Ladder falls, food poisoning, rope burns, dog bites, possible concussions. His body was basically a crime scene with multiple perpetrators, and all of them were him.
It's done. Just one more clip and we're good. Whoa, okay, that's not good. Hang on. Ah, whoa. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's cold. I'm okay, pretty sure. The lights, not so much.
Look, Scott and I had a beef, okay? He copied my content. He undercut my sponsors. But I did want him dead. Well, maybe in a mythological way or, YouTube algorithm way, but, not literally dead.
All right, spaghetti trampoline time. Got my bowl, got the fork. Oh, it's already sliding. Here we go. Steady. Nope, missed it. Oh, man, sauce everywhere. This is impossible. Ow, right in the glasses. One more bite. I got it. Okay, that's actually pretty good. But
The views were insane. And we're talking 10 million, 20 million per video. Brands were calling, like energy drinks, insurance companies. That's ironic. But Scott was about to sign a Netflix deal. And then, boom, dead. Or allegedly dead.
I'm going to ride straight through this car wash. Wish me luck. Whoa, that's cold. Oh, I can't see. Sun's in my eyes. Where's the... Oh, no, brush. Ah! I'm okay. Pretty sure the bike's sparkling, though. Should have bought dog.
The worst part, he'd come home covered in bruises, and I'd ask what happened. And he'd say, "Content, babe. It's all content." Then he'd edit the videos while eating takeout in bed. He was addicted to the views, the comments, the validation.
All right, 30 pancakes, one head. Yoga time. Tree pose, steady, yeah. Warrior two. Don't blink, stack, down dog. Easy does it. Side plank. Oh boy, whoa, got it. And balance.
We found his phone at the crime scene. The last video he uploaded was timestamped 3:47 p.m. But here's the thing. His body temperature suggested he died around 3:30 p.m. So either our coroner is wrong or Scott uploaded a video after he died.
All right, bungee breakfast, gas station sushi. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, that's good. Whoa, okay, that hit different. Oh no, that rice is doing flips with me. Ugh, should not have trusted that label.
Look, I will admit I was supposed to collab with Scott, the day that he died. We were supposed to do this thing where we dressed up like elderly people and we were going to motor scooter rides around and drive people crazy, but, he never showed up. I texted him like 50 times, but I heard nothing.
How do you like the new look? Now I'll get a senior's discount on coffee. Best $10 I've ever spent.
People think being a YouTube manager is glamorous. It's not. You know what it is? It's saying things like, Scott, you can't fight that kangaroo. And, hey, Scott, expired mayonnaise, not a food group. And, oh, Scott, by the way, please sign this liability waiver before you jump into the foam pit full of mouse traps.
2, 1. Ah! Ow! Oh! Ow! Oh, man. It's stuck to my sleeve. Ow! This is the worst idea, and it's so good.
The last time I saw Scott alive, he was planning something big. He wouldn't tell me what. Just kept saying, this one's gonna break the internet. Just this one's gonna change everything. I told him I didn't want him to break the internet. I wanted him just to exist safely.
Grocery run, let's make it quick. Cereal? Sure. Pickles for later. Pineapple? Why not? Party chips. Bread, obviously. I think that'll do it. Cart's getting heavy.
We interviewed over 200 witnesses. Turns out, Scott filmed everywhere. Gas stations, parks, people's weddings. Half the town has seen him do something stupid, but nobody saw what happened on March 15th. It's like he just vanished while filming.
Big smiles, you too?
Whoa! What?
Oh
Just drop an anchor for a quick portrait, mates. Something like this needs documenting.
Finest in the 7 suburbs.
Say cheese or what?
Here's what I think happened. Scott was faking stunts. Now, not all of them, but some. And maybe he faked one too hard and actually got hurt. Like death by fake stunt.
Time to eat a burger while flying. Let's go. Whoa, the wind is wild in here. That's a good cheeseburger. I can't believe I'm actually eating and floating at the same time. Totally worth it.
Scott's channel was making like $100,000 a month, easy. But he wasn't doing it for the money. He'd spend it all. Like, he'd blow it all on stupider stunts, custom-made hamster wheel, big enough for a human, 1,000 bouncy balls. He once bought a decommissioned ice cream truck just to drive it into a pool.
Shortcut. Whoa!
What in the world?
Guess we're serving poolside now.
That's my pool! Are you out of your mind?
Hey, I needed to...
I broke up with him about 2 months before he died. He took it badly. And not like crying badly. He made a whole series of videos called Getting Over Jessica. It was humiliating. One was him just sitting in the bathtub full of ice cream crying. It got 12 million views.
What it's come to. A bathtub of melted ice cream. I don't even know why I'm still eating it. It doesn't taste like anything anymore, just cold and sweet. But I can't stop. Not tonight.
The crime scene, if you can call it that, was a warehouse Scott rented for filming. We found one deflated moon bounce, several dozen eggs, a unicycle, a kiddie pool full of Jell-O, and Scott. The Jell-O was lime flavored, and I only mention that because it's in the report.
All right, time to take her for a spin. Green Jell-O, don't let me down. Whoa, steady, steady. This stuff smells like lime. Around the corner, and nailed it. That was sweeter than the Jell-O.
Scott DM'd me the night before he died. And he said, tomorrow I'm going to do the craziest stunt ever. And you're going to wish that you thought of it first. So I was like, whatever, dude. I'm not even thinking. But then I said, wait a minute. What if that stunt killed him? Or what if it didn't kill him, but he wants us to think that?
Let's get this set up. Legs first, keep it quiet. Camera on, level looks good. And record. Thought I heard something. Just the wind. Okay, ready to roll?
Yeah, I got a call from the police at 6 p.m. They said Scott was dead. And then I laughed. I literally laughed and said, good one. Is this some kind of prank video? And then they said, sir, this is Detective Martinez. And then I realized. But even that part of me wondered if Scott hired an actress.
All right, here we go.
What is that?
He saw it. Oh my gosh. That was way better than I thought. Priceless.
Scott had this theory. He said the algorithm was alive, like actually sentient. And it was feeding off chaos and stupidity. Like he'd say, The algorithm wants me to suffer, Jess, and I'm happy to oblige. It was deeply concerning.
I know what you want.
We pulled his YouTube analytics. In the 3 months before his death, Scott posted 427 videos. That's almost 5 videos a day. The man barely slept. His last Google search was, "Can you die from making too much content?"
3 in the morning. My eyes are on fire. Just need to get this cut right. Grind never stops.
Yeah, I encouraged him, okay? I'll admit that. I mean, every time he said, "This is too far," I said, "Nothing's too far for content." You know, I was his manager. My job was to maximize revenue. How was I supposed to know if he's actually dead, which he might not be.
Let's do this. I'm going in. Whoa, it's cold. Look at all the shaving cream. This is wild. Ha! Best snow day ever, except it's shaving cream.
After Scott died, his channel got 40 million new subscribers. 40 million! His old videos are getting more views than he was when he was alive. No, now this is a publicity stunt. Man, it's genius. I mean, well, evil genius, but genius.
If you're watching this, something went wrong.
Two days after the funeral, yes, we had a funeral, I got a text from Scott's number. It said, "Miss me?" I dropped my phone. I called the police. They traced it, and it ends up Marcus had his phone and was managing Scott's brand posthumously. He was scheduling posts. Can you believe that?
Take care, all right?
Marcus Thompson is on our suspect list. Not for murder necessarily, but for fraud. If Scott faked his death and Marcus knew about it, that's insurance fraud, tax fraud, you name it. But if Scott's really dead and Marcus is profiting, that's just capitalism, apparently.
Oh, look at it all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, keep going. Money. money.
Okay, yes. Look, I'm still uploading Scott's content. He had hundreds of unreleased videos. Pre-recorded stuff. You know, am I supposed to just let them rot on a hard drive? You know, Scott would have wanted his art shared with the world. This is what he would have wanted. Probably. I think.
Current count. Drives that nobody's allowed to look at until I'm either gone or famous. Not sure which one comes first. Every one of them's got something on it, good, bad, or just plain weird. This one gets the famous treatment. It needs context.
I'll tell you what I really think. Scott's in Mexico or Thailand, somewhere with no extradition, but great Wi-Fi. He's probably watching all of us and laughing and planning his, next comeback video. I faked my death prank going right.
This is more like it. Sun on my face, waves in my ears, and this thing in my hand tastes like vacation. Whoever thought of putting a pineapple and a coconut together deserves a medal. Here's to days off and salty air. Cheers.
I went to his apartment after he died. The landlord let me in. His whole place was a studio. Green screens, lighting rigs, props everywhere. But on his fridge was a photo of us from 2 years ago, before the channel blew up. We looked happy, normal. I miss that, Scott.
Incredible. Look at that cheese pull. Thin crust, little char on the edge. Exactly how I like it. Good stuff.
We found a notebook in Scott's apartment. It was full of video ideas. Some were normal, try every pizza in town. Others were concerning. See how long I can hold my breath underwater with no training. And ladder stacking championship. The last entry just said the big one in capital letters, nothing else.
Second ladder going up. Take it slow. Keep it balanced. There you go. Feet on the top rung. Lock it in. Good. Now for the last one. Up we go. Set. That's solid. 3 tall. Not bad, huh?
Netflix wanted a documentary about Scott's rise to fame. We were in negotiations. Scott was going to be rich, like, mansion rich, like Ferrari rich. But he said, and I quote, "Marcus, I don't want a mansion. I want to jump off a mansion." I mean, that was Scott in a nutshell.
One day. That's the one I'm skydiving off of.
Scott once told me that, his biggest fear was not death, not injury, not even losing subscribers. His biggest fear was being boring. He said, "Tyler, I'd rather have an interesting life, than being boring." And I told him, "Man, that was stupid, man." He said, "And that's why you have half my subscribers." And he wasn't lying. He wasn't wrong about that, I tell you.
Boring is death. Chaos is life.
His mom called me after the funeral. She was sobbing. She said, "Jessica, did I raise him wrong? Where did I go wrong?" And I didn't know what to say. How do you tell someone their son died because the internet liked watching him suffer? I just held her and cried too.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I'm fine. No, that video wasn't dangerous. I'm a professional.
We checked his life insurance policy, $1 million. Beneficiary, his mother. Policy was taken out 6 months before his death. The insurance company is refusing to pay out until we determine cause of death. They're claiming reckless endangerment clause. His mom might get nothing.
Adulting. Insurance. Responsibility.
The memorial service had 10,000 people. 10,000 kids, parents, other YouTubers. Half were crying. The other half were filming. Someone tried to live stream the casket. I had to physically remove 3 people who wanted to do that In My Feelings challenge at the cemetery. Yeah, Scott would have loved that.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Let's liven this place up a bit.
Is he serious?
Here we go. Celebration time.
Sir, this is a funeral.
Exactly. We're celebrating Harold's life. Watch this one. Woo! Feel that groove.
I gained 2 million subscribers after Scott died. People came to my channel, looking for, the next Scott Sora. I felt kind of dirty, but like I was profiting from his death. But then again, isn't Marcus doing the same thing? Isn't that what we're all doing? This whole documentary about Scott's death, we're all vultures.
When I'm gone, milk my content for everything it's worth. It's what I would have wanted.
I had a dream last week. Scott was alive. He was sitting at his editing desk, and I asked him, "Why'd you do it?" He looked at me and said, "For the views, babe. Always for the views." And then I woke up and checked his channel. New video uploaded. 3 million views already. I don't know what's real anymore.
Guys, I just had the craziest dream.
The toxicology report showed high levels of energy drinks, pizza, and something called pre-workout powder. No drugs, no alcohol, just junk food and caffeine. The coroner said his arteries were like a 75-year-old's. He was 48.
Double fuel time, here we go. 1, 2, sip, crunch, 3. Oh, that's spicy. 4, big chug. 5, all right. Pizza, caffeine, and push-ups. Balanced life.
Well, I've been approached by 3 different production companies wanting to make a movie about Scott. 2 want it to be inspirational. 1 wants it to be a horror movie about social media. What I'm doing, I'm holding out for whoever offers the most money. That's what Scott would have wanted. Money and fame, in that order.
Coming soon, the Scott Sora story. Rated R for ridiculous.
Now, there's a conspiracy theory going around online that Scott's not human, that he is an AI created by YouTube to generate content. Now, people are analyzing the videos frame by frame, and they're looking for glitches. I mean, it's insane. But also, have you ever seen Scott blink in any of his videos? I haven't. That's weird, right?
The worst part is that Scott knew. He knew it would end badly. One night after we, he was lying there and he said, "Jess, I'm gonna die doing this, aren't I?" And I said, "Then stop." And he said, "I can't. I physically can't." It's like asking a shark to stop swimming. That was 6 months before he died.
Sharks die if they stop moving. Same with content creators. You gotta keep swimming, or the feed forgets you.
We interviewed his neighbors. They said Scott filmed all hours, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. They'd heard crashing, yelling, laughing. One neighbor said she called the police twice thinking someone was being murdered. Both times, it was just Scott filming a cooking while blindfolded video. The second time, he'd set his kitchen on fire. Minor fire, mostly contained.
That's my timer going off right on cue. Beeping means it's close. You just gotta listen. It smells like golden to me. A little stir right there. Pinch of salt. Perfect. Hear that crackle? That's...
I hired a medium. Yes, a psychic medium. She claimed she could contact Scott's spirit, so we filmed it for the channel. Got 8 million views. She said Scott was at peace and he was still creating content in the afterlife. And then she asked if we had a brand deal for spiritual crystals. I realized she was a fraud or a genius. It's kind of hard to tell.
Channeling the algorithm's energy. Namaste.
Now, I received a package in the mail last week. No return address. Inside of it was a USB drive labeled Tyler. Watch this. I plugged it in, and it was footage of Scott. New footage of him saying, "If you're watching this, phase 2 begins now." But then, all of a sudden, the drive got corrupted or deleted itself. I can't even prove this happened.
Tyler, I know you're watching this. Trust no one.
I found something in my mailbox yesterday. An envelope with my name on it. Scott's handwriting. Inside was a photo of us and a note. "I'm sorry for everything, but you have to admit, it was pretty funny." I don't know when he mailed it. I don't know if he mailed it. I don't know what's real anymore. I'm so tired.
Stop at the post office. And there it goes, all set. Have a good one.
We're closing the case. Officially, Scott Sora died from blunt force trauma consistent with a fall. Manner of death? Accidental. But between you and me, I don't think we'll ever know what really happened. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Scott wanted it to be a mystery. One last video we can't stop watching.
Yeah, the channel hit 100 million subscribers last month. Scott's more famous dead than he ever was alive. I mean, the ad revenue is insane. I set up a foundation in his name. I call it the Scott Sora Memorial Fund for Stupid Ideas. 10% of the revenue goes to charity. The rest? I mean, well, somebody's got to manage his legacy.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy, my manager, and the concept of poor decision making.
I'm quitting, YouTube. This interview is my last public appearance. I can't do it anymore. Every video I make, I think about Scott. Every stunt that I plan, I wonder if that's gonna be the stunt that kills me. It's not worth it. The views, the money, the fame, none of it's worth your life. Scott taught me that the hard way.
Sometimes I wonder if it's all worth it. Then I check my subscriber count and yeah, it's worth it.
I'm writing a book about Scott. About us. About what the internet does to people. My therapist said it would help with closure. I don't think there is closure with Scott. He didn't believe in endings, only cliffhangers. Every conversation was to be continued. Every goodbye was see you in the next one. I guess he was right.
One of those days where you just need to get out and talk to someone? I figured a pint at the corner bar might do the trick. Thought I'd bring you along. Thanks for meeting me tonight.
Wouldn't miss it.
This place always feels like home with the lights and the woodwork.
Cozy, yeah.
Got you an amber ale.
Scott's mother sued YouTube for wrongful death, claimed the platform's algorithm incentivized dangerous behavior. Case was dismissed. Judge ruled that Scott was a willing participant in his own content creation. His mom lost everything fighting that case. Now she lives in a studio apartment and works retail. The American dream, folks.
What are we doing tonight? Listen up. You know what I learned the hard way? Chase your dreams. Never give up. Everything has consequences, but who cares? You get one shot. Make it yours.
People ask me if I feel guilty. Honestly, some days yes, some days no. I mean, I was just doing my job. Scott was an adult. He made his choices. But late at night when I'm editing his videos, I can totally hear him laughing. I mean, maybe it's just audio bleed, I don't know. Or maybe he's still here or watching me, making sure I get the timing right on all his jokes. And I don't know which is worse.
Let's drop this in. Look at my face right here. I look so confused. Clip that. Back a little. Pause. Perfect. This is going to be good. All right, export later.
The last thing I'm going to say is if Scott somehow is alive and watching this, if this whole thing was some kind of elaborate prank, Scott, you win, man. You win everything. This is the greatest hoax of all time. But if you're really gone, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry we all pushed you. I'm sorry we watched, your videos. I'm sorry it ended this way. You deserve better than us.
You deserve better than this. But you're still watching, aren't you?
I went to his grave last week. Someone left a selfie stick on it, and energy drinks, and a GoPro. His headstone has a QR code that links to his channel. Even in death, he's monetized. I wanted to scream. Instead, I left flowers. Real flowers, not for content, just because I loved him. Past tense.
Future grave location scouting today. Got to make sure I have good Wi-Fi reception. You never know when you want to stream a podcast in the afterlife. 2 bars, not going to cut it. Over here, full bars, yes. Plus shade from that oak tree. Nice breeze.
Off the record, I think Scott's alive. I have no evidence. My partner thinks I'm crazy. Maybe I am, but 20 years as a cop teaches you to recognize patterns, and Scott's whole life was one big pattern of escalation. You don't just stop at death, you go bigger. What's bigger than faking your own death and getting away with it?
Disappear completely. Ultimate stealth mode. Step 1, disguise. Hat, sunglasses, and a $4 beard. You can't even tell it's me. Step 2, become background. Stand still, blend in. Lamppost, foliage, clothing rack.
Yeah, I got a cease and desist letter last week from Scott's estate. But Scott never had an estate attorney. I would know. I handled all his business. So who sent it? I called the number that's on the letterhead, disconnected. I looked up the address. Abandoned building. Someone's messing with me. Or Scott planned this years ago. Either way, I'm not sleeping well.
Here we go. Signing my life away. Literally. Look at this stack. It's ridiculous. Legal stuff is boring, but necessary. Last one. Done. Let's hope I still own my...
So my therapist asked me, what I've learned from all of this. And I said, don't be Scott Sora. And she said, well, what does that mean? I said, hey, it means that you got to know when to stop. Know when the joke is over. Know when you can log off, and live in reality. And she said, good. And then I posted it on TikTok about my session. Man, I got 3 million views.
Doc, am I crazy?
Clinically, yes.
Huh, yeah. Okay.
Scott's autopsy photos leaked online. Some YouTuber made an analyzing Scott Clark's death video with 15 million views. They zoomed in on his injuries, speculated about each one. I reported it, and YouTube said it didn't violate community standards. His death is entertainment. We are all monsters.
When I die, please respect my privacy. Just kidding. Monetize everything. Ha!
We found 17 different wills in Scott's apartment, 17. Each one contradictory. One left everything to charity. One left everything to whoever finds this first. One was just a drawing of a middle finger. His lawyer said none of them were legally binding. Scott knew exactly what he was doing, creating chaos even after death.
All right, last will and testament. Here we go. Last will and testament, : to whom it may concern, LOL. Good luck. Think that about cover.
Yeah, Scott's subscriber count froze at 99,999,999. One subscriber away from 100 million. It's been stuck there for 3 weeks. YouTube says it's a glitch. You know what I say? I say it's Scott. He's watching from wherever he is, refusing to let it take over. It's like the ultimate cliffhanger. Very on brand.
So close to 100 million. When I hit it, something special happens. Oh.
I visited the warehouse where they found Scott. Stood right there where his body was found. Felt nothing. No ghosts, no vibes, no spiritual presence. Nothing. Just an empty warehouse that smelled like mildew and broken dreams. But I recorded it for my channel anyhow. I got 4 million views. Scott was right. We're all addicts.
That echo, it's beautiful. This place, it's got history in the walls. Look at the space, the light coming down through the rafters. This is where I'm going to film my masterpiece. Every shot's already in my head. I just had to find the right stage, and I found...
His last text to me was 3 weeks before he died. He said, "I figured it out, Jess. The secret to immortality." I thought he was joking. I replied with an eye roll emoji. He never responded. That eye roll emoji was the last thing I ever said to the man I loved. How do you live with that?
Guys, I just had a breakthrough. This changes everything.
Scott's hard drives contained over 50,000 video files. We've watched maybe 2,000. The rest are encrypted with passwords we can't crack. One folder is labeled insurance policy. Another is if I go missing. And one is just called checkmate. We've brought in the FBI cyber experts. No progress.
Encrypting my secrets. Some things you'll never...
I hired someone to hack Scott's encrypted drives. Cost me 50 grand. Okay, so the hacker guy, he got in, he looked at the files, he looked at me, and he said, "You don't want to know what's on here." And he left. He wouldn't even take the money. You know, that scared me more than anything. What did Scott hide that frightened a professional hacker?
I've done things I can never upload. Things too dangerous for the internet.
You know, there was a subreddit dedicated to Scott Sora conspiracy theories. 50,000 members. You know, they found patterns in his videos, hidden messages. I mean, even coordinates to, to his predictions. One guy claims Scott predicted his own death down to the very date in one of his videos, 2 years ago. So I watched it, and he might be right. I mean, that is terrifying.
March 15th is going to be a day to remember. Mark your calendars.
I matched with someone on a dating app last month. His profile picture looked familiar. I swiped right. We messaged. His sense of humor was exactly like Scott's. Some jokes, some references. I asked for a video call. He said his camera was broken. I blocked him. But I still wonder, what if?
Catfishing people as myself. Put my own face on here, name it. Let's see who bites. First match already. She says, "Lol, this looks like that guy from the video." I mean, yeah, it is me. Sure it is. Prove it. All right, hold up. End sent. She goes, "Okay."
We got a tip from someone claiming to have seen Scott at a gas station in New Mexico. We sent local police. Security footage shows a man matching Scott's description buying energy drinks at 2 a.m. Paid cash, wouldn't look at the camera. By the time the officers arrived, he was gone. Could be anyone, could be him.
Trucker disguise. Volt rush. I'm back on the road. Biker mood. One rogue charge, ice cold. Business casual caffeine. Still undercover. Tropical getaway look. Same mission.
Scott's merchandise sales went up 400% after his death. Hoodies that say "Die interesting" and "content or death." Kids wearing them to school, their parents complaining it's inappropriate. I ended up having to release a statement saying proceeds go to mental health awareness. Well, they don't. They go to his mom's medical bills. It's close enough though, right?
Finally got my hands on the new Scott Soro merch. Check this out. Clean print, soft tee. Got the logo across the back too, and we made a hoodie for the colder days. Represent, link in bio. Every purchase helps me make more content.
I got an email from Scott Sora at deadmanposting.com, okay? The subject line said, "It's not over." The body of the email was just a link to a private YouTube video. So I clicked on it. The video was unlisted and no views, just Scott sitting in the darkness, smiling, and then it deleted itself. See, I have no proof again that this happened. Nobody believes me.
I'm engaged now to a nice guy, an accountant. He's never filmed a video in his life. His Instagram has 12 followers. He's perfect. But when he proposed, my first thought was Scott would have proposed on a roller coaster while eating a hamburger. I said yes anyway. I'm happy. I think.
Day, I'm going to propose in the most epic way possible. Skydiving? Sharks? Both? Yeah, both.
I'm retiring next month, 30 years on the force. The Scott Sora case will remain open in our system forever, officially unsolved. My replacement asked me for advice on the case. I told her, don't watch his videos. They'll make you doubt reality. She laughed. So she'll understand soon enough.
File 53. 9:53 hours. A chocolate glazed donut vanished from the break room. I'm on the case. Crumbs left behind. Classic rookie move. Bagged and tagged. Suspect.
Started having nightmares every night. Scott's in them. He's filming me. He's just standing there with his phone recording. So I ask him what he's doing. He says documenting. Everything ends up as content eventually. I wake up sweating. Check his channel. New video uploaded. Every single time.
I'm filming myself. Edit content. Filming myself. There's my phone, there's the big camera, and there's me in the middle. See? We get both of us at the same time. That's as meta as it gets, right? All right, I'm done. Too much fun.
You know, my final theory is Scott's a ghost and he's haunting the algorithm. Every recommended video, every autoplay, it's him. He is inside YouTube now. Digital consciousness, living as data forever. It sounds insane, but think about it. His videos never stop getting recommended. It's like he never left. Maybe he didn't.
When we die, we don't go to heaven or hell. What if we just become part of the internet? A ghost in the feed, built out of memories and memes, floating in a web of every post we ever made. No pearly gates, no flames, just...
I saw his mom today at the grocery store. She looked right through me. Didn't recognize me, or maybe she did and couldn't bear to talk. She was buying cat food. Scott was allergic to cats. She never had cats while he was alive. Maybe that's freedom. Living the life you couldn't live before. I hope she's okay.
Reaction challenge. Can I pet 10 cats and live to post about it? Here we go. Achoo! Oh man, that's 1. Eyes are already watering. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
The FBI got involved last week, not about Scott's death, about the copycats. 17 kids in the past 6 months died trying to recreate Scott's stunts. 17. Congress is holding hearings. YouTube's being sued. Scott's legacy isn't just his videos. It's the body count that came after.
Don't try this at home. I'm a professional idiot with years of experience.
I got a call from Scott's life insurance company. They're paying out full $1 million. Cause of death finally ruled accidental. His mom can stop working. Maybe buy a house. But here's the thing. The insurance investigator told me off record that he thinks Scott's still alive. He just couldn't prove it. They paid anyway.
This payout slipped by my car and the insurance company came through big time. Bag full of crisp bills, baby. Watch the magic.
Ooh, down he goes.
Ah, my leg, I'm ruined.
Perfect shot. Academy Award stuff. Here's your totally legitimate settlement.
I'm moving to Montana. I'm buying a cabin, no internet, well, minimum internet. I need to detox from all this, from Scott, from YouTube, from the content. You know, my girlfriend asked me if I was running away, and I said yes, absolutely yes. You know, she's coming with me. But we're going to live boring lives, gardening, reading books. We're going to exist without documenting.
Sometimes I dream about quitting, living somewhere quiet. And I remember I have bills.
Took a year, but the tears stopped. Now I just feel empty. Like Scott took a piece of me when he left. Whether he's dead or alive, he's gone from my life. That's its own kind of death. I'm learning to live with the emptiness. Some days are just easier than others.
Sometimes the hardest videos are the ones where I'm not performing, just being.
Last piece of evidence I'll share. We found a countdown timer in Scott's warehouse. Digital display. When we found his body, it read 000000. We checked the footage. It had been counting down for exactly 1 year, from the day that he bought it to the day that he died. Someone planned this. Whether it was Scott or someone else, I don't know.
Starting a countdown. What's it for? You'll see in 365 days.
I'm shutting down Scott's channel next month, finally. His mom asked me to. Said she can't move on while it's still active. So the final upload will be a memorial video. And then it goes dark forever. Unless Scott himself logs in and stops me. And part of me hopes he does. Part of me prays he doesn't. Part of me prays he doesn't.
If you're watching this, it means I've either died or I'm taking a really long break.
Before I go offline forever, I want to say something. Scott, wherever you are, you won, man. You won, man. You created something much bigger than yourself.
Immortality isn't about living forever. It's about creating something that does.
Scott's alive and watching this. I have one thing to say. I forgive you. For the videos, the stunts, the breakup, the manipulation. All of it.
Everyone I've hurt, I'm sorry. But also, thanks for watching.
This interview is over. My part in this story ends here. But Scott's story, it'll never end. Not really. There'll always be one more theory, one more sighting, one more leaked video. That's the nature of internet mysteries. They live forever, unsolved, endlessly discussed. Scott understood that. Maybe that was the plan all along.
Life can be a nightmare. Life can be a dream. I have no mouth and I must scream. You don't even know Thank you, everybody.